Hello everybody, Backyard Bullion here. Welcome one and all to this week's Ponderous Wednesday. Now if you're new to my channel, Ponderous Wednesdays are where we take a thought-provoking or interesting topic and have a slow, leisurely, meanderous ramble around it to stimulate some interesting discussion points and get those brain juices flowing. This week we are going to be talking about coin toning. Now coin toning is where you get the tarnishing of the silver, and you can see here we've got some of these silver eagles which are almost like circulation coins. They're very, very toned up. We've got some hand-poured silver with some deliberate antiquing or toning on them, and of course some silver shot here which you've no doubt seen in the corner of this video with some incredible toning going on there. And I'm going to talk about coins and the implications that toning has on those coins, why it happens, what you can potentially do to prevent this kind of thing from happening, and what happens to your coin if it does. And I've also got some gold out here on the table because, like it or lump it, gold doesn't tarnish, and it is one way to avoid tarnishing of your silver, and that is just to not own silver. So lots to get through today. Of course, everything that I'm talking about is just for entertainment purposes today. It's not financial advice. I'm not telling you what you should or should not buy, and I'm not saying that what you have or have not bought is good or bad. It is just, as I said, a ponderous topic for us to have a good old think about. Now, coin toning is something that pretty much all coin collectors out there will know about and will probably have experienced in one form or another, especially if you're an old school coin collector, because you'll have old school coins which, quite frankly, look like these American Eagles. These are 999 silver American Eagles, but they are toned up like they are old school coins. And if we get a bunch of, I've got some here in a tube, if we get some old coins out, so these are just Maria Thalas, but you can see the kind of toning detail, the blackening aspect of the coins here is, it's basically the same, but these are made out of like 83% silver and these are 999 silver, yet it's still tarnished. So the tarnish is, of course, it is just that. It is the tarnishing, the blackening of the silver as the impurities within the silver, the copper mainly, oxidizes with air, with oxygen in the air, and it goes black. Now that process is a lot faster for sterling silver, for, well, basically anything that's not 999 silver. But it's very important to remember that even 999 silver, like these American Eagles, will tone over time. And also it depends very much on how you care for your coins, how you look after them, where you store them, how you store them, as to how fast that kind of process will be. I've seen, 99 silver coins which are 2 or 3 years old. I remember getting some Austrian Philharmonics that were from like 2016, I think, and they had, huge amounts of toning all over the rim of them already. So it really does depend on how you store them and the kind of care and attention that you put into that storage as to what will happen in terms of the toning and how fast it will be. But even 999 silver will tone, and that is self-evident with these 999 sort of shot ingots that we've got here. And I've been deliberately using these as an experiment to tone up. I mean, they're beautiful in their own right, and eventually they will end up in the melting pot one day. But I thought I'd leave them out, basically. And what I did was I left them out next to the liver of sulfur bottles that I have got, the old bottles that we had that we've finished up. So there's hardly anything left in them, but I've just left them on the same shelf as that liver of sulfur bottle. In fact, I've got 2 or 3 of those empty bottles. And over the last couple of months, maybe, you can see the effect that that liver of sulfur has had, and it's toning these up really nicely. And I'm quite in awe of these, actually. They were beautiful to start with, but this toning has caused these to become even more incredible, in my opinion. I mean, they just look absolutely awesome. Got some incredible rainbow colours and gold, and yeah, so basically even 999 silver will tarnish, which is what I'm getting at here. Now, what does that actually mean for your coins? Because toning is, as I said, it's a natural process which will happen. Is it one that you want to happen, though? That is, I guess, the big question to ask. A lot of coin collectors out there of modern bullion coins, and there's an important distinction to make here between modern bullion coins and old coins. Modern bullion coin collectors don't like toning. They don't like to see it, and buying coins such like these Oriental Border Britannias, for example, or any of the many different types of coins from the Royal Mint, Perth Mint, Canadian Royal Mint, etc., that come supplied in a capsule, are generally preferred because they already come sealed. There's less exposure to the air because these obviously are airtight capsules, one would hope, or at least as airtight as they can be. Especially if you buy the Oriental Borders, they in a pack of 20, they come in a sealed plastic roll. So again, it's very protected from that air. And these are struck to 3.9 silver, it says on the coin here. But things like the Perth Mint coins, you see this one, this Kookaburra, struck to 4.9 silver. Now 4.9 silver will of course still oxidize over time, still tarnish over time, but it's going to be slower due to the fewer amounts of impurities within the silver. So basically, keeping your coins in a capsule is a good fire way to help keep the reduction of that sort of toning process. It's not a surefire thing though, because depending on the capsule, some capsules will have different chemicals in the plastic and they will react with the coin in different ways, and that will create that toning effect. Now, for some people, the toning is a really added kind of awesome thing. And I have to agree that some of these old American, you must say old American Eagles, they're not even that old, some of these American Eagles with the toning look absolutely fantastic. And they are going to be pretty unique. Each of these Eagles is completely different. My favourite is this 1988 one. Look at that. It's got some rainbow colours on the side as well, but it just accentuates all the detail. It's still got a nice bit of lustre here and there as well. I think it just looks really, really great. But the sad truth of the matter is that beyond any numismatic value of 1988 being a potentially slightly rarer year, this is just bullion. It's just going to be bog standard bullion prices. There's not going to be any kind of collector premium or anything like that. People are just going to view that as bullion grade. It's obviously been in, I think, these must have been pocket pieces for somebody or just left out on a desk somewhere to oxidize over time, kind of maybe like the experiment I've been doing with my silver shot. So the sad fact of it is, if it's a modern bullion coin and it tones up like this, it essentially nullifies any potential premiums that the coin might have had, and it ends up just being there as silver price basically. And I suppose that's a nice kind of safety net to have on all of these silver coins, in that they will always be worth their weight in silver. And it's important to remember that, because if you buy bog standard bullion coins like the American Eagles, like just regular Britannias, it doesn't matter if they get all toned up and antique. It's just not, it's not a factor. Now, for old school coin collectors or coin collectors who collect older coins, now I'm not really using these as a prime example because they're not that old. These are just Maria Thala restrikes. But in fact, we've got some other. Let's get some of the cooler coins out. So older coins like the crowns and such that you get in the United Kingdom, these will, as you can see, all have natural toning on them. Some have less than others and potentially have been cleaned at some point. This is probably one of those types of coins which has been cleaned at some point. Either that or it's been so worn that a lot of the toning has come off the coin. But toning is a really beneficial thing for these coins. It adds to that genuine nature of the coin. It adds to the flavour of the coin. Even if it's a proof coin and it's like the 1830s proof sets of silver, which are basically black and tarnished, they'll still be in perfect condition. They'll just turn black, and they'll still have the same kind of collectible grading potential and perfect specimen potential that come with those coins. It's just that they'll be not shiny silver luster anymore, which is it's a really interesting thing. So not cleaning those coins is obviously a big thing for kind of coin collectors. So toning is good and bad in a way. It's a bit of an oxymoron in that sense. It's obviously desired when it's an older style coin, but it's also feared and loathed when it's a modern bullion coin. So there's a great deal of different opinions on toned silver. And toned silver is something that you can deliberately do, and there's lots of aftermarket coins where you get antiqued versions of modern bullion coins, and when done right, it looks really, really good. And you can see some of the huge premiums that come on things like the Queen's Beast, Queen's Beast Silver series, which have been antiqued deliberately, and there's some really great kind of examples of that out there. And certainly from the hand-pulled silver world, from myself, originally when I got into this whole hand-pulled silver game, I didn't do any antiquing. I saw people like Pit Bullion doing loads of antiquing, and I was always fascinated by the process. But I was like, it's a bit complicated. I don't really understand it. I don't, if I get it wrong, I'm going to ruin my pieces. But one day I took the plunge and I bought some liver of sulfur, and instantly you can see the difference in the kind of detail level that is brought out of a piece from the antiquing. It doesn't always add to the piece if it's not a really complex piece. it doesn't really make much of a difference. But for me, I really enjoy the antiquing of certain pieces. I think it absolutely, brings out a lot of additional detail, and you can see here the sort of stamps being brought out much clearer as well. And I think it's cool, it's unique, and certainly for pieces which have lots of kind of high ridge details like the United Kingdom bar that we've got here. I think it really adds to it. It allows you to see all of the little intricate details that's in a piece that you've designed, and even on the back. When you have these lovely ripples, it can accentuate those ripples and make them really stand out, which I think is very, very cool indeed. So antiquing in hand-poured silver often adds a premium to it, and a lot of people as well really like it when their hand-poured silver becomes antiqued over time. And I had a customer a couple of weeks ago. He emailed me a photo of a 100-gram bar that he bought off me last year, and it had been sat in a desk and in his little sort of plastic bag, or velvet bag I should say, and the entire kind of sides of the bar and the top face of the bar had gone lovely golden colour, and it almost looked like a gold bar. It was incredible. But the base of it, which had been sat on the velvet surface, obviously didn't have any access to the oxygen or chemicals in the air, was completely fine. So it's a really interesting thing. So storage is a really important thing. Let's just go back onto that. If toning is something you do not want to happen to your coins, then do research more into how to avoid that. Of course, capsules, keeping things airtight is very important. You can get these anti-tarnish strips as well. Those are very good. You can vacuum seal things in bags. You can get a vacuum sealer, which isn't very expensive these days. So there's lots of different ways to avoid the toning, but do bear in mind that regardless of what you do, eventually silver will tone over time. And there's really only one way of avoiding that happening, and you know what I'm going to say, and that is gold is your answer. There's a reason gold has been the kind of mainstay of precious metals and coinage and high value coinage in this world, and the most sought after metal in history. And that is because of its durability and just the fact that it doesn't tarnish. You stick these gold coins in the ground for 2,000 years, they'll be a bit muddy and mucky, but you put some water on them, clean them up, they'll be just as shiny and new as they are now. Do that with silver, they'll come out, they'll be black, and you have to treat them with various chemicals to get them all nice and shiny and new again. But gold just is so resilient like that. So if tarnishing is not for you, then gold is most certainly the way to go. And we'll have a look at those very cool 2019 gold coins at some point in the near future, I have no doubt. So there are my thoughts on toning. In summary, it's, in my opinion, a really fun thing to see on bullion coins if you're not fussed about it and it was just there for bullion weight. However, if it's on a coin that you've paid a premium for, like Oriental Borders, not so much. Don't like that. If that happens, hurts the value of the coin. If you like hand-poured silver that's been antiqued, then that's a great thing, because we offer a bunch of different antiqued hand-poured silver. And if you'd like to purchase any of these particular pieces, these are all for sale. They're on my website right now. Head on over. Links are down in the description below. Any support you give would be greatly appreciated to us and our channel. And of course, these wonderful experiments which I'm doing, these will continue over the next couple of months, probably for the foreseeable future, to be honest, maybe next year, and we'll see what results we can get with them. They're not for sale, guys. Don't ask me to buy them. I'm sorry. Eventually they will be used in the melting pots. They are just there to be melted at the end of the day, but I am going to enjoy them whilst I've got them in my possession and have them as a fun piece to observe the chemical process of antiquing. Let me know your thoughts, though, down in the comment section on toning, on this sort of blackening process for coins, what your thoughts are on modern bullion versus old coins, whether you would keep your older coins in a different way to your new modern bullion coins. Those kind of things are always great to hear from you guys down in the comment section. If you enjoyed the video, please let me know as well down in the comment section, and if you've got any thoughts for a ponderous topic to have a good old ramble about in the future, then make sure you let me know down there as well. I'll try and read and reply to every single comment that I can. And otherwise, thumbs up if you like this video. That's the old mantra, and it really does help actually. Share the video through the YouTube algorithm. The more thumbs up we get, the better. So if you enjoyed it, please do that, and hit the subscribe button if you want to see future videos. Otherwise, that is all I have to say. Thank you one and all for watching. I hope you all have a brilliant week. And as always, please make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe for more.